Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for James. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, video game playthroughs for an hour, full playthrough, reactions, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a Cash app as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. Now, the film for today is Multiplicity. Now, Multiplicity is a film I saw a few times throughout the years. I remember when this came out in 1996 because the concept, the gimmick did seem interesting. Michael Keaton, great actor, Beetlejuice, Batman, clean and sober. Always enjoyed him as an actor. Andie MacDowell, she was in Groundhog Day from the same director of this, Harold Ramis. And that's the thing, Harold Ramis, rest in peace to him. I mean, I would say if I did a top 10 favorite comedy directors, he would be on there. I mean, Caddyshack, National Lampoon's Vacation. I quite like Club Paradise with Robin Williams. Groundhog Day. I think Groundhog Day is a classic. Even the film he did before this, Stuart Saves His Family, that's one of the few Saturday Night Live films I think are worth a shit. The best one being Wayne's World. But I think Stuart Saves His Family is actually pretty decent. I mean, granted, when you compare it to Superstar and It's Pat and The Ladies Man and other shit, I mean, it's not saying much, but Stuart Saves His Family, I thought was pretty good. But that did not do well. And this film did not do well. This film flopped. It did not make back its budget. Now, Harold Ramis' next film would be a big hit, and that would be Analyze This with, Billy Crystal. Damn sinuses because change the seasons. Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro. Analyze This was the film he did after this, and that made over $100 million, and it got a sequel. Analyze That. Now, the last couple Harold Ramis films, I mean, Bedazzled, which was after this, it's okay. Well, I think it was sometime after this. What was it? The Ice Harvest. I've seen that film 2 times. I don't remember anything about it. And Year One was terrible. It was his worst movie. I think he did Bedazzled. Now I have to double check myself. Yeah, 2000. Just want to make sure. So while his last couple films, like Year One, was pretty bad, he had a lot of good ones. Now this one, I always thought was okay. I liked it alright. I think it's a decent time waster. It's not a film I'd go back and rewatch much. I don't even own the film, because I looked for it, but then I just watched it online. It's a film where the gimmick, it feels like the movie kind of did not live up to its gimmick, but it's a fun enough gimmick, and Michael Keaton is talented enough to make it worth at least a watch. Because the idea is interesting. What if you have this guy who's a construction worker, played by Michael Keaton, wife played by Andie MacDowell, which again, she was in Groundhog Day. They have 2 kids, and things are just not going well. He's always having to work. This guy, played by Eugene Levy, who Harold Ramis directed in Club Paradise, his crew worked on the wrong driveway, so Michael Keaton's like, what are you doing? Like, that's... He's got pressure at work. John Delancey, Q, from Star Trek The Next Generation. He's the kiss-ass who wants the promotion. Richard Masur, who was the dad in License to Drive with Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. Richard Masur was the dad in that. He was in Stephen King's It, the 90s one. He was the adult of the group of kids. When they're adults, he's the one who did himself in the tub, the bathtub. He's been in other stuff too. He was in John Carpenter's The Thing as Clark, who loved his dogs. He's the boss. He doesn't have time for stuff at home. He misses special events that his kids had. Andie MacDowell was kind of up to her ear of, you keep saying you don't fix stuff. You say things are going to be better. Although I'm sitting there going, dude, what do you want the guy to do? Like, he's working. I mean, blame the job. Go to his boss and yell at him. And then when he gets fired, find a way to make money. I mean, sometimes it's like, lady, some of these wives in these movies, it's like, okay, if the husband said he's working, but he went to somewhere at a drive-thru getting pork rounded or doing some pork grinding of his own with a fat chubby lady at 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. or 2 a.m. Well, fucking, I don't know. Jurassic Park is playing in the fucking movie theater. I mean, I can understand you being a bit angry, upset about that. Because you're pork and so is not your wife. But he's not doing that. It's like he's trying to make it honest, but it's like, give the guy a break. But anyway. So one day, one of his construction jobs, it's this lab. This water pipe breaks, he loses it, and a scientist there, played by Harris Yulin, which I've seen him in quite a few stuff. He was the judge in Ghostbusters 2. He was a corrupt cop in Starface from the 80s. You know what a hustle is, Frank? It's a pig that don't fly straight. That whole scene, and he's the cop sitting down, fuck you, and then Starface, Al Pacino shoots him. He is a scientist, and he pretty generous of him. This is a pretty new technology. He says, hey, I got an idea. I want to help you out. I make clones. And Michael Keaton doesn't believe him, but then he sees another version of Harris Yulin, and then it goes on from there. He gets a clone. Number 2, he's a bit more masculine. He's the one that takes over most of the job duties. Then Michael Keaton realizes that even at home he's split too far apart, so he has another clone who's a bit more feminine, washing dishes, cooking, cleaning, all that. And you have these little hijinks, but they seem like stuff that will happen like a sitcom. Like, oh, you're in the same room as I am. Or they went to a restaurant. Oh my God, the other me's in a restaurant with another girl, and we better hide. So it feels like the gimmick, the concept, there could have been more done with it. But Michael Keaton is good. I mean, he's good at playing these different roles. It shows the variety of things he can do as an actor and how he can play a performance. I mean, the actual plot, it is far-fetched because you're sitting there going, okay, must be a pretty nice scientist because it probably costs a fortune to make a clone, let alone a second clone, let alone, yes, a third clone, because because the other two go behind the main Michael Keaton's back and they make one of their own. Which I don't really get why they did it. They're like, oh, he's going to take out the trash and stuff, but then he doesn't really do any of that. And he's more of a special kind. Such as making a copy from a copy. Now, Harris Yulin, at the beginning, after that beginning portion of the movie, he never comes back, which I thought was weird. Because you think he'd be like this guy who could maybe have some wisdom or some parting words or some kind of dialogue with Michael Keaton. But the fact he vanishes, I mean, we hear that he cloned these guys. Also, to just clone people willy nilly, and aren't you worried people are going to find this out and wonder what the fuck? And you don't even know about the cloning, the how much trouble you deal with, how maybe the legal ramifications. I don't know, maybe there are, who knows. It just seemed weird that he would just do that willy nilly, and then not really look into how things are going, like visit Michael Keaton. And also, why is it that it seemed like Harris Yulin, his clone, didn't seem too different? But then with Michael Keaton, one's masculine, one's feminine. Granted, we only saw Harris Yulin's character for a few minutes, to be fair. And they did have different clothes and stuff, but they still felt like they acted the same. But, see, again, you think Harris Yulin, if he wants to do this to study, why don't you go there to study it? I don't know, so I just thought that was kind of weird. I also thought that the other clones, they... I kept thinking, well, technically for them, their memories, that's his wife, and those are his kids. Like, that's my wife and my kids too. So would there be a bit of friction, a bit of angst? And there's a little bit. The second one is at dinner with a colleague and talking about how I haven't been with her in a month or so, and I've been living in the garage because that's where the second clone lives at. And it's played a little bit more for comedy later, where the main one says, "None of you sleep with my wife." Okay, okay, Scout's honor. It just feels as if when you look at Groundhog Day, and to me that's a fairly funny movie, but it does have some nice sweet moments. It does have some nice philosophical moments about life and possible, the wasting of life and what can you do with the life that you have, and the arc that Bill Murray's character goes through. I'm not saying it had to be that kind of movie, but it seemed like there's a bit more to mine over these other clones going, I'm not going to see my wife again, or I'm not going to be with her again, or I'm not going to be able to, okay, the third clone will get to play with the kids from time to time, but they'll never be his kids, because they'll always be shoo away. It just, even at the end, spoilers starting now, when the other three leave, I said, okay, they're saying goodbye to the main Michael Keaton, but you're also saying goodbye to your wife and kids, and you'll never see your wife and kids again, because you have to kind of put in your mind it's not really your wife and kids. So it just seemed like there could have been more meat to the bone. I'm not saying it needs to be sappy and melodramatic, but it just felt there was a bit more to mine with that story. Of course, you could say, but it's a comedy. Yeah, I know it's a comedy, but even as a comedy, I didn't think it was hilarious. It was cute at times. It was kind of cute. And again, Michael Keaton, I think he really pulled it off. The regular guy early on. What, does someone pay you guys to watch your ass? If so, because you guys are doing a good job, if that's the case. Or the way the main Michael Keaton tossed to clone number 3, the feminine one, about how come you were in bed with my wife? We didn't do anything. She told me to go to bed. What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just ignore her? And then we were in bed, and she pressed the general region, the general region. And the way Michael Keaton plays it out, his way of saying the lines, made some of it work. Even when he plays the special guy, which I don't know, some people may get offended by that, but it's not meant any harm or any offense. And his delivery is pretty funny. She touched my peppy, Steve. She touched my peppy. And the way he's just very kid-like, or more so, and how he likes pizza, and he even puts the pizza slice into his wallet to save for later. And then when Michael Keaton goes away for a day or so, during that time, all three end up in bed with Andie MacDowell through circumstances. Even the special one. Thus, the reveal later on. What was that reveal? You know, but the way it's revealed to the main Michael Keaton is she touched my peppy, Steve. I can't help it. I can't repeat it because that's a very funny line reading that Keaton has with that. But yeah, I mean, Michael Keaton, he is the show. It would now work without him. Andie MacDowell does fine. I mean, there's less to her character here, I thought, than in Groundhog Day. But she serves her purpose. Richard Masur, John Delancey, they're okay. They're good actors. And since I said this is spoilers, there's a point where when the main Michael Keaton is away, some circumstances happen where they get fired from the job. Just one's sick. The masculine one is sick, clone number 2, so the more feminine clone number 3 goes to work, but doesn't quite know because clone number 2 is doing all the work, so since clone number 3 is a bit lost there, they get fired. That's the last you see of Richard Masur or John Delancey. Eugene Levy, cool to see him in there. He's in the movie like 3 times. Once at the beginning, one time where he gets fired, and then near the end of the film. Would have been nice to see more Eugene Levy. That would have been cool. The kids are there. I mean, there's not really a whole lot done with the kids, which is a bit weird because you think, okay, 3 of these 4 clones, they're still like maybe like the special Michael Keaton talks with the kid, the son or the daughter, because I think the daughter was younger, and they kind of play with each other in terms of she thinks her dad is being fun and playing with me like the other kids would, whatever the case may be, and then he's doing silly stuff and she's enjoying it. It feels like there's much more that could have been played out with the clones and the way they interact with the family and other stuff. Especially with the kids. The other clones rarely interact with the 2 kids. I will commend the special effects. I think the special effects are pretty good. Where it really does make you believe there are multiple Michael Keatons on screen, many times sharing the same frame. There's a wonderful shot where 3 of them are shaving at the same time, side by side by side, looking at the mirror, and you see how each one's shaving in different ways. And just you think of the work that went into it, because you got to have the one dressed up. The shaving bit had to be in a different way, and then you got to shoot the scene with him. Then you have to shoot the scene with the change of clothes and a different demeanor and a little bit different of the face. He's a little bit more haggard. He's a little bit more the masculine guy, and then all the stuff put on to the clone that's more like the special kid, then you gotta shoot that spot. I do commend the hard work I'm sure that went into this. I just don't know if the script was up to snuff with the gimmick, with the subject matter. Because it feels like this could have been a funnier movie, a little bit more emotional movie. Even the finale of the film, the wife has left with the kids, and then the main Michael Keaton comes back, and he's like, "What the hell happened?" And in the special, one tells about how she was scared, and you don't fix anything. And then pretty much he gets the others. They fix up the house and talks with Andie MacDowell, shows her it, and pretty much everything's fine. So I didn't really feel the drama, the heft, the oh my. I never thought, oh my god, things are really going up shit creek. But maybe not. Maybe you're not supposed to. I mean, it's just supposed to be a goofy, fun movie. And as is, it's fine. Like, again, the special effects are good. Michael Keaton is great. If you're a Michael Keaton fan, it's easily worth a watch. Just to see how talented he is playing these four distinct parts. But yeah, there are times that the script sometimes feels like a sitcom level script. That I think could have been more. But it was a decent film. It was fun. I did get some chuckles with the way the Michael Keatons interacted with each other. Like one tell the other, "You're whipped, partner." What do you mean I'm not whipped? Yeah, no, you're whipped, partner. The way the masculine and the feminine side are kind of working, almost like the Odd Couple type of way. I guess some of the line readings Michael Keaton has is the more special one. Is it my favorite Harold Ramis film? No, I will put Caddyshack, National Lampoon's Vacation, Groundhog Day above this. I would put Club Paradise above this, but I grew up more with Club Paradise. But yeah, do I think it's bad? No, I don't think it's a bad film. It's fun, it's decent, and I think there's more potential you could have mined out of. But overall, fun for what it is. So that said, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.